What's going on, YouTube? This is Ricky J. Welcome back to another video. And in this video, guys, I'm excited for this one, man, because we are going to be looking at some clips just to see how far the punching animations have come inside of the game ESBC Esports Boxing Club. Now, before we get into that, the footwork in this game, the animations when it comes to the movement of this game is something to behold, man. It was something that a lot of people were oohing and ahhing about. It's really what drew me towards this game, seeing how realistic the boxers were moving. It was fantastic to see. But the biggest question that I had when I was watching these clips were the punching animations. I felt like the punching animations was going to be a real answer to the question that I had if this game was legit or not. And when we saw the punching animations for the first time, holy smokes, man, I gotta say I was very disappointed. A lot of you guys were disappointed. It just seemed like the punches didn't look natural at all, and we had more questions than answers after we saw that first clip of the punching animations. And it was so bad that it sparked a debate between two content creators that I have so much respect for, Martial Mind and Boxing Fanatico. You know, I remember Fanatico defending Marciano's wet noodle jab right there. It was just so bad to see for the first time, but Fanatico was saying that it was just a feeler jab, and you know what, the game is going to improve. But Martial Mind, he countered, no pun intended, saying that it was disappointing seeing the animations with Marciano's chin straight up in the air, flat-footed. It looked like his elbow just didn't really exist on that punch. And I sided with Martial Mind in that the punches needed to be improved big time, because the game is just not going to fly if people are going to be throwing punches like we're seeing in this clip right here. People aren't going to go back to playing a game if it didn't look realistic at all. And you see it right here in Gotti's little hook right there. Just back then, it didn't seem like the animations, the punching animations, had that zip on the punches. It didn't seem like right here there was any flick in particular with Gotti's hook right there. You see, like at the end of your punch, you should have a snap, you know, a little flick when you connect. And Gotti didn't have it right there. And I have to admit, when we saw this for the first time, 10 or so months ago, I was very disappointed, just because I have a lot of high hopes for this game, and I was expecting a lot more. And as people sent in their comments, Steel City Interactive, they are so amazing at taking it as constructive criticism, not hate. And they went back and made some tweaks, made some changes. And I believe it was like, a month or so later, we saw another clip and of the animations. And you see right there David Adelaide with a nice little check hook right there as he's backpedaling. You could already see an improvement from the first set of clips that we saw, especially in this video. As you see right here, this is the improvement video. Look at that. That looks a lot more realistic. It looks like Adelaide has more snap on his jab too. How about that? Compared to the Marciano jab, the wet noodle arm, you're seeing Adelaide having a little more zip on that jab, and it made it look a little bit more realistic. And after seeing this clip, I remember just being so happy with what we were seeing, and my hopes were back up, man. They were back up just because we were seeing these guys going back to the drawing board and making the improvements and making the punches look realistic. As you see right here, look at Adelaide throwing nice punches as he's shadow boxing. That looks pretty realistic. Now, fast forwarding 4 months later, we get another gameplay trailer, and right from the get-go, we see the graphics improve. But when it comes to the punching, I have to say, when I saw this clip, I was pretty disappointed, man, because we didn't really see a huge improvement when it came to the previous clip in terms of the punching animations. They just seemed like they were the same. The punching seemed a little sloppy. There was no power behind them. You know, the combos didn't seem like they were flowing like you would see in a realistic boxing match that you would see on TV. And oh man, I remember looking at this and just thinking to myself, man, these gameplay trailers are really messing with my emotions, because one video I would be disappointed, the next one I would be hopeful and happy, and then the next one I would be disappointed again. And after seeing this one, I was disappointed just because the punches didn't look natural at all. And it didn't look like a pro boxer was throwing these punches. And you see it right here, Arthur teeing off on his opponent. You know, his hook in particular, see that? It looks like somebody, like an amateur throwing a punch, and there was no follow through on those hooks. And again, no power and no snap to those punches. And I remember saying to myself, like, man, they really gotta take the time to improve the punches, because, you know, you can get a game that looks realistic, but once the punches are thrown, if they don't look realistic, it's not going to be something that you're going to go back to. It's not going to be something that's going to simulate realistic boxing if the punches look kind of wonky. And at this stage, it wasn't up to speed for me. And you look at this, these punches looking very sloppy. Almost looks like the boxer is exhausted. See that? Not very technical. Especially that jab and that hook. Almost looks like he's just totally spent. Now, we had to wait. Holy cow, how long did we have to wait? 6 months later, and then we get this. And I gotta say, man, the narrative of this video is just to say how far the punching animations have come. And it looks great at this stage of the game. And obviously we're still in the alpha stages. The punches look absolutely fantastic. Now think about the first trailer that we saw. People were complaining about the punches. You know, I was complaining about the power, complaining that there was no snap to the punches, no impact when you connect. And as you see here, Wilder versus Fury, you're seeing that the punches look realistic, and even the combos as well. The combos look natural. They look a lot more flowing. And this game is turning into something that any combat sport fan is going to be drawn towards. And when you look at this clip, Inside Boxing, you see that there's power. Look at that. When Marciano's connecting, when he's throwing that uppercut, when he's connecting, you see Lewis. You see his head go up. You see him absorbing the punches. You could see that, you know, the punches are having an impact on the opponent. And even though there's still room for improvement, it looks great already. And let me know if you agree with that. The inside fighting looks really nice. And you know, when you're boxing on the inside, you don't want to load up on the punches. And you see that right there. Punches are quick, tight, technical. I love how the boxer leans forward like that. And we didn't see that obviously in the first clip. And it's just so nice to see the enhancements in this game. Look at that. Punching on the inside, throwing those punches, and trying to connect and then cover up right away. And this is what's going to be cool when you play online if you're dealing with an inside fighter. When are you going to pop up? You know, when are you going to pop up after having your mitts close to your face, throw a couple punches, then get back into your shell? It's really going to make for some cool chess matches, especially when you face off against a realistic opponent, or a real opponent, excuse me. It's going to make for some great battles online with this inside fighting, and it looks really good, man. It really does. Here's another example. Seeing guys moving around. Look at this. See that? See, the punches just are night and day different than what we saw in previous clips. And even though, see that hook right there? The hook looked okay, but there was one of them that looked kind of sloppy. But that's how it is in boxing. Not all punches are going to look perfect. That's another thing, you know, I remind myself, and then we have to remind ourselves, is that in this game, not all punches are going to connect. Sometimes you're going to whiff on a punch, it's going to look sloppy, but if you put the whole package together and you look at all the punching animations that we've seen just recently, this is looking like a true boxing simulation. It's not looking wonky. We're not seeing the wet noodle arms like we saw 10 months ago. We're seeing a polished game, a game that's going to be polished even more. And man, I gotta say, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this, just because we say this all the time. We haven't seen a boxing game since Fight Night Champion 2011. And if they can make this into a realistic boxing game that's going to make you come back for more, that's going to make you think about it in your sleep because of its realism, we are in for a treat. And the longevity of the game is what's going to make it, in my opinion. You're going to be able to play this game for years and years and not get sick of it, just because of how realistic it is. So I'm excited for it. I'm glad I made this video just to show you guys the progression of the punching animations. This is the one thing that I was leaning on to the most. Like, you would hear these fighter announcements and people would get so excited. You would see the video clips of people just losing their mind, and I would sit there twiddling my thumbs saying, you could put anybody in the game, but if I don't see realistic animations as far as the punching, I'm not going to be drawn towards this game. And now that we're seeing the real deal here, look at Wilder throwing, look at these power punches right there. Now that we're seeing a game that looks realistic, I am excited, man, and I can't wait to get into the virtual boxing ring and get practicing, because, you know, there's going to be a lot of people out there that's going to be amazing at this game. And for me, I got to tell you, I know I'm rambling here as we're finishing off this video. I'm not going to go out there trying to be the best. I'm going to try to go out there and have some fun, get some competitive fights in, always try to be in a fight no matter who I'm facing, and just have fun with it and enjoy the moment and make cool content for you guys. I cannot wait. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on this. Are you satisfied with the punching animations that you've seen just recently? And what are your thoughts on the whole package of how they've improved on the animations as a whole? Can't wait to hear your thoughts. This is Ricky J, man. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the comment section and in the next video. All right, guys, all the best. Take care. I'm out of here. Peace.